Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, and I have the one, the only Todd Baldwin with us this morning. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, and I appreciate your introductions, man. They're always so flattering.
I
I like.
actually have no idea what I'm going to say, and then it just comes out. So I'm glad you liked it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about how a 29-year-old quit a $200,000 a year job. What are you, insane? What the hell? What are you doing quitting a job that makes $200,000 a year? You're nuts.
Yeah, everyone says that. So it's I've
Until they
heard.
know the real story.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So yeah, I basically give some background. I grew up poor, and it was my lifelong goal to be making $1 million a year by the time I was 30. Like that was been my goal since I was 12 years old. I dropped out of college to take a job in sales, and it worked out very well. Like 8, 9 months after leaving college, I was making six figures.
Okay.
Most recently, I had this sales job. My base salary was 150 grand a year, and then I was making commissions too. So, I'd make commission checks anywhere from 5,000 bucks to I think my biggest one was $42,000 for a
Yeah.
commission. That was an awesome day, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Those days don't suck.
Yeah, yeah, getting a check for 42 grand was sweet. But I had reached this level of, I mean, I was making six figures since I was 22.
Yeah.
Um, and I worked in a beautiful city, and I had my office with my name in the glass, and I had this window overlooking this beautiful city, and I had a great title, and the money was amazing, and I was not happy. I felt almost like I was being poisoned, like just the corporate life just wasn't for me. And it was nothing to do with the company. The company was fine. The people
Yeah.
were fine. I'm just in my soul, I'm not an employee. I'm an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. And
Yeah.
as making this six figures and all that stuff goes, I was still living incredibly cheaply. My wife and I started buying real estate. So by the time we were 27, we had 40 units and 40
Wow.
tenants paying us. So we were collecting right around $42,000 a month. And sorry, $38,000 a month in rental income is what we were
Yeah.
collecting about.
Okay.
And so that was great. And it came to a point where I figured that I could make more money betting on myself and being just full time in my business than if I had a job and then I also balanced real estate. And this is from rental income, wholesaling, Airbnb, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I did leave my six figure job. It was scary. It was hard to do that.
Mhm.
But this year, just from my business, I'm
Yeah.
able to make six figures per month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's crazy, right? I mean, like six figures in a year is awesome, and six figures in a month is just like mind blowing. Like I never would have imagined. Well, actually, I did. I imagined it when I was 12.
Yeah. You imagined it. Let's be clear.
Yeah, I don't want to say that. I had this goal. So, and again, so my goal when I was 12 years old was to be making $1 million a year by the time I'm 30. And I'm happy to say this year I'm 29, and I will make $1.4 million net this year in net profit to me. So
Net, not gross. All these other social media folks are talking about gross. This is net post
yeah,
tax.
and that's something that's really important. Like what net versus gross. Like
Way
Jason
different.
Jason Penny's will do like $1 billion gross. Okay, they make no money though, and they're going.
Yeah. They have a negative number. It's red and it's in parentheses.
Yes.
That's
So
funny.
yeah. So and the moral of the story, by the way, isn't for people to go quit their jobs.
No, no.
To buy if your goal is to not work for anyone, it's to buy income producing assets. Do that for years, you guys, like literally years, and don't increase your lifestyle. And you can get to a point where your assets make way more money than your job, and then you can have the luxury of quitting.
Yeah.
But don't put the cart before the horse. I know way too many guys who are like younger than me and they're off buying Lamborghinis. And it's like, dude, that's great. But like, pump the brakes.
Yeah, we talked about that in episode number 1. Enjoy life, sacrifice for just a little bit, and get that number up, and then go spend a fraction of what you have. It's just an amazing thing. Your story actually reminds me of chapter 14 in this book that I just wrote. It's about he was a little bit older than you. I think he was 28 or 29 when he had that moment, right? He's like, oh, actually, you were that age. He's like, yeah, I got to get out of the rat race. He was in sales as well, making six figures, but spending it all, not saving.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's amazing what you could do, because some people are just wired to be entrepreneurs. Yourself, chapter 14, I'm not, right. I don't know what it is, right. Like I read Rich Dad Poor Dad and I want to be Robert and Kim. Some people read Rich Dad Poor Dad and they want to be Rich Dad.
Mhm.
And I'm curious, when you read that, I'm assuming you've read that book.
Oh, absolutely.
When you read it, who did you identify with? Were you kind of like Robert and Kim, like get on the property ladder, or you're like, no, I want to be Rich Dad?
I was probably more like Rich Dad.
Yeah, see, I did see I think that's it, right? If you read that book and you identify with Rich Dad, you're an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
You read that book and you identify with, I'm going to do what Kim and Robert did, you're an investor.
Yeah.
It's funny how that book speaks to people differently.
It is. And I think you can be a little bit of both. I mean, like technically speaking, I am a real estate investor, right? Like I own a business, so I'm an entrepreneur, but the bread and butter of what we make is from real estate investing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's important to, I, I like the game of producing income and making money. I talked to you recently and I made a YouTube video about it, how I did a real estate wholesale deal. I made 50 grand in 4 hours. It was awesome. Here's the crazy part. When that direct deposit hit my bank, I got the 50 grand. I celebrated for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I was like, hooray. Well, now what, right? I was on to the next project. And it wasn't even about the money, really. It was about like the game of doing something and building something that's mine, and not having some boss that's breathing down my neck, asking me for TPS reports. And, I can't like, I don't know. You got to like be careful of like what you say in the office because of HR.
I didn't do very well with HR.
No, hell no. I don't. I don't do well with that at all. And the fact that I can make more money doing what I love and what I enjoy with no boss is like a cherry on top of this amazing Sunday that I'm just so blessed to be a part of.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, when I look at you, 29 years old, like, it's just amazing. I'm just so proud, just so happy to know you, right? It's and you're going to help so many people in your life, right? I see what you put out on your YouTube channel, Instagram. You are very direct. And some people don't like that. But people that take the time to know you and read those should know it comes from a good, if not great place. So keep it up. Don't let the haters rain on your parade.
No, I don't think it does anyone any good to not be direct. I think there's this like movement to be like, oh, we got to be touchy feely and like make everyone feel great. And it's like, dude, if I'm messing up and you're really my friend, I want you to tell me that I'm messing up.
Yeah.
I recently, well, over the last couple of months, I've lost about 30 pounds in the last couple of months because I cut out a lot of alcohol and bad stuff.
Right.
And you know what helped me do that? By my MMA trader, I was fat shamed, and it was the best thing that happened to me. Like, I won't use the exact language that he used because we're on YouTube. I don't want to get you demonetized.
Yeah.
But basically he was like, hey, Baldwin, you're effing fat. You need to stop eating all the ice cream and you need to lose some effing weight. Right.
Yeah. And
I was like, you're right. And I did.
Thanks, Coach.
I'm healthier. I'm happier. I've lost 30 pounds in 2 months. And the thing is, had he been like, oh, you're beautiful and let's be body positive, like I would have continued to get more and more fat. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
that's not good for you.
Yeah.
And if you spend all of your money on BS, you need to be called out on it. So you stop. And maybe I'm a weirdo and tough love works for me, but it's the only thing I know.
Yeah. No, I was raised by a Marine, so tough love is all I know. I know. Is there another kind?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And actually, in my family, my dad was a Marine, mom's in the Navy, and you were not afraid of dad. You were afraid of mom. Oh man, when mom got mad, I mean, mom picked me up one time. I remember I was 13 or 14. She's this little 5'2", 5'1". She grabbed my shirt and some skin and lifted me up and put me against the wall. That was like the scariest. I've been beat up. I've been jumped. That was the scariest day of my life when my mother picked me up. I'm like, holy shit, she's mad.
Yeah, damn, that's rough.
Yeah, that was not a good. Whatever I did, yes, mom, you're right. I just. Oh yeah, she's gonna watch this and she's gonna blow me up. Anyways, so again, I'm curious, man. You just quit a multi-six-figure job. What does the future hold? What's got you excited?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about it off air. I'll say what I can on air, but basically I have some opportunity to do some stuff in television, and I'm really excited about that.
Good thing
Um,
you're losing weight because TV cameras add 10 pounds.
yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get a six pack for the
Oh,
camera.
there you go.
But no, I've been approached by a few networks about doing some reality shows about real estate investing, about some other things here and there. By the way, the money in television is ridiculous. Like, as far as like what they're talking about paying me, it's just absurd. I think it'd be really fun if the TV stuff works out and I guess grow the brand big enough. I would love to be a guest shark one day on Shark Tank.
Oh, there you go.
I think I would love to do that. That's just another really good opportunity. And yeah, life has taken me in a direction. I knew the money would come because that's always been my goal. I never thought that I'd be on TV. And I've been on TV a few times now. I've been in a few magazines, which is just like absurd. It's just crazy. And now I'm being talked to about being a regular on a few different shows.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just wild. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the future holds.
And then again, you're going to stay real estate investing other than maybe TV money. So if we take that out of the way, still likely going to be your main source for probably the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine, because first of all, I love real estate. I have a bias towards real estate. I think it's like the greatest thing anyone can do.
Yeah.
So yes, real estate is sort of my ride or die, bread and butter. But life changes though too. Who knows what I'm going to be doing in 50 years. I have no idea, like if the TV stuff goes on, it may, I was watching a video, Graham Stephan video actually, who is known as the real estate guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a very real and honest video about how real estate investing is no longer worth his time because he makes money from YouTube, right?
Yeah, of course.
He was just like, hey, he makes, I think, 400 grand a month on YouTube, something like that.
That's crazy.
And it just doesn't make sense for him to go be a landlord, right?
Yeah.
He could hire a property manager and do other things, but I think he just wants to simplify his life and consolidate some stuff and have no liability. And I don't think I'll ever have no real estate because I love the game too much.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a point where it's like, man, you're making so much money from one source. It's easier to just like not have the stress or whatever of this other. I'm sorry, I have a microphone. This other endeavor and just ride the wave on that. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever abandon real estate because I love it too much and it's what made me wealthy. But I don't want to pigeonhole myself and say that I'm going to stick with one thing forever because life is fluid and things change.
There you go. I like it. Well, I think we're going to do episode number 3 about advice for people getting started. So we'll leave it there instead of wrapping up. Lastly, how can people follow you and be a part of your amazing world?
Absolutely. If you guys want to message me on Instagram, my handle is @ToddJBaldwin. And if you want to follow me on YouTube, it's just my name, Todd Baldwin. And I talk about real estate, credit card churning, stock investing, all the good stuff.
Very cool. Thanks, buddy.
All right.